Welcome to another episode of Read All About It. I'm Reed, I'm your host. Today we've got a recap from the September match of the Iowa Precision Rifle match. This match was held just outside of Rockford, Iowa. Today's match was shot by my daughter, Annika, who's 14, and my cousin's son, Ben, who I believe is 12. It was Ben's very first match ever. The furthest he had shot prior to today's match was about 150 yards. He borrowed my rifle and shot very well throughout. I took the spacers out of my stock so it would fit him. But here on this first stage, Annika was up first. She got on both targets. The shooting order was near, far, near with 3 rounds each from 3 different positions in a 2-minute time limit. So Annika started there, got on that closer teardrop target, and then out to the second target. I forget the distances. The placard says 500, but that's not accurate. That's from if you're at the benches up by the shack. So I think it was around 450, I think, on that farther one, and maybe 250, 300, something like that on the closer one. Annika's done really well in developing her fundamentals over this summer. She shot several matches with me, both NRL Hunter as well as PRS style. Been really proud of her development as a shooter. She does really well.
Thank you. Push it a little bit further forward.
So yeah, we're getting Ben up, ready to go. Again, first time ever shooting off of a prop outside of a deer blind. Kids, I'd argue, killed more inches of antler on deer than any kid his age. He's had a lot of great success deer hunting, but this is his first time shooting long range, giving him a couple pointers on how to build a stable position here before he gets going. With the young guns, we let them get on the prop and get in the gun and not have to build the position, the initial position on the clock, to give them a little extra time on the gun.
That way I can go either up or down. You know what I'm saying?
For some reason, both of my guns seem to bind at the very top of the reset on the bolt. I need to potentially maybe trim my brass or something, or size it a little bit more. The load isn't over pressure at all, but it doesn't cycle the smoothest.
I like that, Ben. Yep.
As you can see, Ben is hammering that closer target. And we get him moved to the next position here.
Other knee up. There you go.
Just reminding him there where his support hand should be to help create the most stable position and get that rifle all the way into the bag. And then also to not skyload and keep that bolt handle up while we're making manipulations to the rifle to make sure all rounds stay where they're supposed to go. As you can see there, that shot went just a touch low.
I gotta stop at my truck. The wind was good. There you go.
Both shooters are shooting 6mm Creedmoor and 108 grain ELD-M load. I believe over 42 grains of Stay-Ball 6.5. It's right at about 3,100 feet per second out of a 26-inch barrel.
Impact! To the right.
Alright. Are you ready?
Yep.
Engage. You're not allowed to.
And then on this stage, we were off of the propane tank, shooting at
Butter's ready. 2.1, 3.3.
two different arrays of targets. One is floating above the switchgrass there, which made it very difficult to call misses. Unless you were picking up really good trace, it was hard to tell if you were high, low, left, right. But Annika found that target, and then everybody seemed to struggle on those second two. I don't know. The wind was pretty straight out of the south that day, blowing straight at us, so it was kind of switchy. If it moved 15 degrees one way or the other, you'd be holding from right wing to left wing to straight up, all within a matter of seconds.
You ever make it to Decorah?
No.
Oh,
I'll
just
say,
off
if
the
you
right.
make it to Decorah, I take care of you at my restaurant.
So my
What restaurant's in Decorah?
scope camera footage is through my
3.3
Vortex
and 1 mil.
Razor HD spotting scope,
Left target.
and on that I have a mag view
Off the
digiscoping
right.
adapter, and I just used my phone to record the
Where you live?
Left
target
hand.
image.
No, we'll try to get up. Usually it's kids.
Annika's rifle is a Defiance Action with a
Just low and left.
Krieger barrel, and then Razor HD
target.
Gen 3 scope in an XLR NV
Yeah, that tripod.
chassis with a TriggerTech
Was
trigger.
that the pole?
I believe it's the
Post on
special,
the right.
whichever one goes down
Yeah.
to a pound.
Are you wobbly?
And then she's got an MDT
Right,
round
left
pod
wing,
on there. And it's got a APA fat bastard, little bastard. I can't remember which brake, but it's an APA brake on it.
Still left. Further right.
That one you could see the trace go up, but it was tough to tell where it went by the target.
Shot right there. Engage.
Ben was up next. Built a solid position, leaning into the prop,
Just off the
getting
right.
into the gun. Yeah, just
Don't
for the young
close it
guns,
until you're in the
getting
scope
used to the bolt manipulations and running it with authority. My rifle is a Defiance
Impact.
Action Krieger barrel, the Area 419 brake, and then a gray bow
Just
stock,
under.
MD, or a
3.3. Don't close it. Dial up.
Atlas bipod and a TriggerTech trigger, and then a Razor HD Gen 2 scope. So here Ben had run the bolt forward without camming it over, and then I told him to lift the bolt again because he had
When
the
you're
dial
ready,
for the next
3.3 volt
target.
right edge.
So I had to help him there, drop the mag to make sure he didn't double feed, as he's not
Left target, right
trained
edge.
up to clear a malfunction like that on the clock, so I wanted to alleviate it as much
Off
as
the right.
possible for him.
Hold center up.
But he did a great
Felt stable
job,
anyway.
very coachable throughout the day. Remembered the little tips and tricks and safety hints that I gave him throughout. Didn't really have to remind him more than once on things, which was nice. He did a great job. He successfully did hit at 970 yards, which was a different stage. I didn't get very
Just
good
under
footage of it, so it's not included in this video.
Next target.
But he did a great job. Regardless, he was pretty stoked about that, hitting at almost 1,000 yards when he had
Yep.
only shot to 150 before today. These two were the youngest at this match by a considerable margin. This next stage was off these two tractor tires at three different animal targets, two close, one far. The closer targets were actually, they weren't very tall, and the legs were real skinny on them, but
Wrong target.
here Ben
Wrong
shot at the wrong target for the first shot.
Middle target. Yep.
We were supposed to go for the ones with the placard of 400. He sent it at the first, he was going left to right, so you saw that first shot go low and splash in the dirt.
That was an impact.
That was an impact right on the
That was an
pole.
impact. I was feeling really good about it. That's weird. Yeah. Impact. That's another one.
Went off the
Yeah.
left.
Skimmed it.
Down this road.
right.
Now to the one to the right.
That was like a fault.
You're low right.
So whether it's
Take your time.
missing because the wind's switching or just not being the most stable, it's tough to tell.
Low.
Yep, low.
That was low.
Quite a bit low.
Stand by. Engage.
Impact.
There you
There
found
you
it.
go.
Far target now.
Now fire target before you close it. 2.1. Right. Yep. That's one.
Like I said, for a kid who's
Now hold on
shooting
his
his very
butt.
first match, he did very, very well.
To the right.
Learning how the scope adjusts,
Impact.
how to hold the reticle for wind, things like that. I didn't dial his wind on. In
low
most
right.
cases, he
Take your
held
time,
the
Ben.
wind.
Make a good
which,
shot.
for somebody who's never done that before, it can be confusing when you look at a reticle and you see all those hashes and windage holds and
Kicking out there.
the Christmas tree underneath.
Got it.
To not get confused, but he did a great job.
All right. 4/10 of right.
Then
wind.
here, Annika is off the barricade.
I better achieve mine's too
This
wide.
stage
Yeah, yours is real wide too.
is for the
You got an Arca rail on there, do you?
basic course of fire. Was just
Okay,
to
so you can use
shoot
my bipod if you needed to.
the
That's too
center
wide.
circle in that
Yeah, yours
three
maybe.
pink array
Does
from
it twist
three
enough
different
to...
positions,
Just
3
over
rounds
it on
each,
the right.
9 total rounds. And as you can see, given the height and that the backdrop is
Right again.
literally trees, it's
What
tough
was that?
to
Too far right.
spot any
Plus
misses, especially as the shooter. So we were trying to coach everybody that day to get everybody on target. And conditions weren't ideal for picking up first, but
That was left.
Yep.
we were able to, in certain lighting conditions,
Stab in and
and
out.
positions.
There you go.
Three.
Kids did a good job being safe with their movements. As you can see, other shooters are directly to your left and right on the firing line, so it's very important that your muzzle stays
Impact.
downrange and straight up and down.
Impact.
There she
that right
finds it
Yeah,
finally
but
for the wind hold, and
Just keep setting it.
settle in there?
then she cleans it up pretty well.
Impact.
Come down 1 mil.
Move that over.
As you can see, that lead dust from the impacts is clearing out from right to left pretty quick.
That was a miss. You're holding down 1 mil, right?
Straight up.
Yeah, leave on the bench. He's right square to the target.
Impact.
Let me get on glass.
Go.
There, you found it.
That one.
Target
and I
3.
held way less than what I've been holding. Fucking damn.
Go ahead.
Just off the right and a little low.
Looked like Ben missed that one just a little bit low on the trace. Through the scope.
Nope, got one, Brom.
Oh, man.
That's interesting.
Off the right.
168
Already dialed on the
335. Because I didn't hold it.
Wait till you get it.
Justin's up. Chuck's on deck. Go in the hole.
We were close. Yeah. But I was telling you, too, I held 1.5.
Yeah.
509 was a good call. Yeah. Far better. That's what you're here for. That's
As you can see there, good bolt discipline. Doesn't
Yep, hit 3
doesn't
times.
close it until he
Shooter understands
is in the
the fire
scope.
ready.
And there you go.
Just under it.
Just under it, it looked like.
Got the windage right
You have to hit the big one 3 times. I'll worry about that. Now on these tires, put the bipod.
Still low.
Ready?
That's
Stand by.
Okay.
Okay.
My tripod.
But I think
Splay it out.
I'm gonna try, which is good because I would have been way over there.
I wouldn't
A little more elevation.
Dude, those things like
That's 6 mile an hour.
really.
Well, it'd actually be like
Say impact.
I don't
There you found it.
unless I feel dead calm. And then I'll look.
You clip in though, right?
Just off the right.
For Ben, I didn't have him move in between, just given his inexperience.
Dead
Trying to
frickin'
stab in
nut.
and out of those ports that are kind of small.
300, you know.
I just wanted to make sure he got his rounds off and had a good time more than abiding by what the stage description was. As we were just there to have fun and be safe and get some impacts on steel, and he did just that.
Off right.
Tractor tires are 5.
Keep shooting.
So yeah, they did a great job. It was a lot of fun coaching these
That's off
two.
left.
I look forward to shooting more matches with them in the future.
Yeah, so kind of this
I think Ben had a great time, and he said he'd definitely tag along to any ones that I'd be willing to take him to. So it was a lot of fun, and hope you guys enjoyed this. If you would, be so kind, give us a like, comment, subscribe, all those things.
No, you
Just
gotta
grow
hit
the
this one
channel.
more time.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Off left.
Who wants to do this for me?